am a mantrista, which means I handle my life with mantras and other techniques to create the reality that I want. I'm a government trained remote viewer, uh, trained in interspecies communication. One of my masters in training me that were an indigenous tribe in the north of India when I was a child, and all sorts of interesting things. With those abilities, I bring the information of what's going to happen to you, what you need to know, what you need to adjust in terms of this week, September 4th to 10th, 2023. I'm not a trained astrologer, but I'm also not trained as a medical doctor, and I do a lot of um, medical intuition, etc. So let's go ahead and start. We are going to start as usual with Aries, which is a male sign and a fire sign. Fire means that that's the element that Aries needs to learn how to handle. That all the fire sign people came into this incarnation, and the element of their sign is the element they really need to pay attention to. So Aries, what's going on with you? You're furious, you're kicking chairs. If you had a pet dog, you'd want to kick that dog too. Doesn't mean you're kicking the dog, but that's how angry you are that you would kick things, even things that you love. And that's what you have to remember this week. You can't run around having everybody pay for the issue, which is that there's some money problems, but they were coming down the pike before. You knew it. You didn't pay attention. You figured it would pass you by silently in the night. It didn't. So your mantra is, even though I'm afraid, I love and accept myself, because you're afraid because of this issue. The issue is large. You have reason to be afraid. Even though I'm afraid, I love and accept myself is the Fox purification mantra that is like a vacuum cleaner. Because honestly, when we are actively afraid, our judgment goes down. Our intuition, our intelligence gets clouded. That mantra will help to get you more clear-headed so you can make decisions. But you knew this was coming. You didn't prepare, but that's an Aries, fire, movement, 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 not a stopping and a thinking and planning, etc. So now you have the problem. Take care of it, Aries. It's not going to kill you. Reduce the fear so that you can remain clear-headed. And don't try to blame anybody, because you knew that this was coming. We're going to go now with Taurus, which is a female sign and an earth sign. Taurus, you got insecure. You are letting reality interfere with your ability to recreate your life. The reality is too big. You can't take it. You can't take it. It's not going to happen. That's how you're feeling. No. We create our life, every inch of it, everything. If you step on an ant, you created the ant, the foot that stepped on it, and you, and the fact that you're there, that you were able to step on the ant. You create everything. Yes, it's overwhelming to see what you have to deal with that you already created. But you created it. You have a plan. It's a good plan. You're going to get your plan. So there's some stuff that looks like it makes it seem you're not going to get it. You are going to get it. Your mantra, even though I'm afraid, I love and accept myself, and a lack of faith. Let me give you the Telegram mantra, which is you take the words, I trust, you send it right here where your hairline is, which is in between crown chakra and third eye. I trust, I trust, I trust, silently. You repeat it in your head and you send it to yourself so that your trust, faith, crown chakra can help you to feel trust and confident that this that you're looking for, you can achieve this creation in spite of reality. You're going to get it, Taurus. A lot of contact with nature would help a lot. And stop blaming people, because that takes away the energy from vitalizing this grand plan that you have, in which basically everybody except a couple of side players, they're going to be happy with it. So do the Telegram. I trust, I trust, I trust, to get over this insecurity. And remember my words, Do not let reality interfere with your creations. Next sign is Gemini, which is a male sign, and it's an air sign. You have a project that's ready to get delivered either to your boss, to the world, to a coworker, and you're holding it like this because you are afraid of the reaction. And you've worked a lot on this, and you're afraid. So you don't want to let it go. So your mantra is going to be another purification mantra, and purification mantras are like vacuum cleaners. You have that thought in you. Let's vacuum it out. Purification mantras are not setting in stone that is not good. It's identifying. It's like a guided missile. The mantra goes to where in your body those thoughts are and gone. So there's your mantra. Do it. You're going to get what you want. Gemini, which is a successful project, but you got to let it go. You can't be holding on to it here. You got to let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay? Next sign is Cancer, which is a female sign, and it's a water sign, which is emotions. And in the last several months, we've seen Cancer inside the water. There's a little beach, and people are waiting for Cancer to get out of the emotional. Water is emotions. And they come and they pick up Cancer, drag her to the beach, and she ends up back on the water with all the emotions. But now I see you're above the water, and you're flying above the water in like a little helicopter. You're not walking away from the emotions, but you're above them. And the people on the beach that have been dealing with this forever, waiting for you, are applauding. I think you achieved something really good, Cancer, having to do with accepting a reality, but not drowning in it. So your mantra, please God help me with my intention to know what to do next. And I'm leaving it at that. You're doing good, Cancer. You're doing really good. Leo is the next sign, and that is a male sign. And it's a fire sign. And Leo, you apparently have realized something, and you want to beg forgiveness from someone. You want them to forgive you for something. There was something you didn't know. You found out something, and now you kind of understand, and you're like, oh my God, what did I do to that person? I was thinking this, and it turned out that I was wrong. This is good, Leo, because until now, you've just been accusing everybody of everything. Anything that happened to you, it was somebody else's fault. And here you're accepting responsibility for something, even though it's not your fault because you didn't know. Go ahead and contact that person. I see you with paper, you put, forgive me, and then you ball up the paper and throw it away. You want to send them a letter, you want to send them an email, you want to call them on the phone, you want to visit them, whatever you want to do, just do it. You are going to feel so much better, and it's going to start a whole new cycle for you, in which you're going to go through life, and instead of saying, look what they did and look what they're doing, you're going to go, I wonder why that's happening. Or maybe I'm misunderstanding. Maybe this is not as bad as I thought. This is really good. You're going into a really good cycle. And it is because you got a piece of information, and it makes you understand your life. Okay, Leo? So we're going to continue with Virgo. I'm on vacation. I'm not home. So here we have the signs, and I also used it to blot my lipstick. And I forgot signs, so I have all that empty space. But I'm here, and I don't have my lights, and I don't have my mic, but we're here. Continuity is very important. Virgo is the next sign, earth sign, female. Black magic. I see you face down, and something on top of you that's going like this, trying to bury you deep into the ground. When I say something like this, I go, every Virgo on the planet is a victim of black magic. That's hard to accept, and yet it's what I get. And I have to give you the information that I get, because one of the reasons why I ended up being such a good psychic was because I didn't question the information I got. I simply gave it And practically always, I was correct. I didn't understand it in the moment, but I was correct. So, Virgo, I think you have black magic. You need to go to somebody. You can go to us. We do aura analysis with your photograph, all via email. It's $149. You can find it in our store. You need to get this taken care of because you're not going anyplace. You're not going to get anyplace until this is taken care of. Okay? Ball's in your court, Virgo. I'll give you the mantra for when you have issues of people always doing stuff to you, mainly black magic, but maybe they do other stuff that's not black magic, that's very visible. And it's, please God, help me with my intention to exercise my free will. Please God, help me with my intention to exercise my free will. Okay? Continuing on. We're going with Libra now, which is an air sign, and it's a male sign. I have seen you before outside of your house. There's a car between you and the house, and this whole story, and all the other weeks that I've done the astrology. Now you've got a baseball bat, and you are destroying the car. Car has to do with sexuality. It's an extension of sexuality. Obviously, something sexual happened, and you just want to kill someone, something associated with sexuality. So your mantra, even though I hate them, or him, or her, whichever is appropriate, or them, maybe somebody restricted your sexuality, I love and accept myself. That is a purification mantra that acts like a vacuum cleaner to take out all of those reactions in you, the emotions, the thoughts, etc. It really helps to process that rage that you are feeling having to do with something sexual. Okay? Do the mantra obsessively. You're obsessively angry? Do the mantra obsessively. The mantras are always repeated in silence. And you release the air through your mouth. Continuing on with Scorpio, which is a male sign. It's a female sign, a female water sign. Scorpio, you have two things going on. You're split, and you're very diplomatic and nice, and everything's fine, but it's not fine. You have another part of you that's in a completely different place, and maybe a little bit of a dark place. So your mantra is, even though I'm afraid they won't let me go, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid they won't let me go, I love and accept myself. And that's a purification mantra. You can't have two different things going on. Well, you can, and you do right now, and maybe it's necessary, but there needs to be some resolution here. You need to figure out how you become one. It's like your upper chakras are showing one thing, your lower chakras are showing something different. It's hard to achieve great things under those conditions. So you need to look at your life and figure that out. Next, we're going to Sagittarius, which is a male sign and a fire sign. And the upper left-hand part of your body is Nile green, which means you got a tremendous healing in the arena of relationships, sexual relationships, business relationships, not friendships. So something happened, and I remember last week you were beating on a car, Sagittarius. So something sexual happened, but you processed it. You processed it, and you got a healing. So your mantra is, even though I don't know what to do, it's actually more, even though I'm not sure what to do, I love and accept myself. You're insecure. You kind of know what you need to do. So I want to say something here. There's the thing, because it seems like we're dealing with two signs, Libra and Sagittarius, having to do with sex and probably having to do with fidelity. Those things can be overcome. It's not a question of just, okay, I'll forget that person was unfaithful. I'll forgive that person, or I won't even think about it. That is not resolving the issue. But you have that issue, which is a huge issue for everyone on the planet, I think it's kind of rare for there to be a sexual relationship that's long-term where there hasn't been some infidelity. But one of the reasons it never gets cleared is because the reaction to that is in two separate places. They broke your heart chakra. They weren't faithful, sexual chakra. So you have to do mantras, two different mantras, or one mantra that will include both. So I would do the mantra if what it appears is happening, which has to do with sexuality, the mantra that I would do is, even though I hate them, her, him, it, whatever, and my heart is broken, I love and accept myself. So you hate them from your second chakra, but they broke your heart chakra. Even though I hate them and my heart is broken, I love and accept myself. And you might be able to actually work through this situation. Now, I can be wrong. Maybe there's no issues having to do with that, but the images are really, really strong. But if that's not happening in your life and you're a Libra or you're a Sag, then these horoscopes these last several weeks have not been for you. And that's okay. You should know it's your life. We're going to go now to Capricorn, which is an earth sign and a female sign. And Capricorn, your level of paranoia, suspicion, and fear and need for protection is sky high, and you are building a fence around your home that's wood. You can't see through it, you can't see over it, and you can't dig under it. As a matter of fact, underneath it, you put electrical wires so that the person would get electrocuted. Oh, wow. That's pretty sophisticated. Basically, symbolically, that means you're taking care of darkness that's not obvious on the physical dimension. And I think that's very intelligent today because there's an awful lot going on in those dimensions. And it's taking us down and we don't even know what's going on and we blame other things. So Capricorn, continue doing what you're doing and do your purification mantra of the level of fear that you're feeling, which is, even though I'm afraid, I love and accept myself. So now we're going to go ahead to Aquarius. Aquarius, I don't know what the issue is, but you are inside a house. It's like a living room. There's a door. That's your house. You live there, or maybe it's your office. I don't know. Or it's a place you go to. You want to get out, but you're not going like this to the door handle and walking out. No, you kick the bottom of the door to where there's a space left there, and you can crawl under it and leave. Why don't you just open the door? There's a handle there. Aquarius, what's going on? You don't want to leave like that. When you crawl out of a place, it's because you don't want people to see you. You don't want to lift your head, and you don't want people to see you. I think you're ashamed to do something you've decided to do. You don't want people to see you doing it. So you're going to crawl out of whatever situation that you're in. So your mantra is a vacuum cleaner fox purification mantra, which is, even though I'm ashamed. Even though I'm ashamed of what I want, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm ashamed of what I want, I love and accept myself. It's that simple. You don't want people to see, but there's something that you want. And it looks like you're getting ready to go get it. Good luck, Aquarius. Pisces is the last sign. It's a female sign and it's a water sign. Just like when I did the horoscopes in Spanish, I see a big red X. That means black magic. You have made huge decisions, and there are several people, some of whom you don't even know personally, who do not want you to be making those decisions. And they have done black magic, voodoo, whatever, to stop you. So you need to get this taken care of, because that is one big red X I see in front of you. Your mantra: please God help me with my intention to be protected. Please God help me with my intention that my decisions be protected. Apparently your decisions are the issue. They're not so much concerned about you, but you've made some decisions that will be affecting other people. Okay? So that's it. An interesting week. We are deeply into revelations. More information will come out every day. the most important information that's coming out is coming out from inside of us. And the Mayans talked about this in the Tortuguero prophecy that were discovered in 2012. Most people never found out about it. And in that prophecy, they talked about the end of end times, which is now, and that humans have what are called subpersonalities, which psychologists would call multiple personalities, but that everybody has subpersonalities that we've hidden away because we don't like that part of us, but that at this time, this will come up. What is coming up is the memories that created that split, that created that subpersonality. Lots of people are remembering stuff from their childhood. I remembered this week exactly how I felt when I recognized before being born that I was going to be born. I didn't want to be born because I was being born in a horrible situation that I chose before I incarnated. But you don't remember that once you start to come in. All of that is like this veil goes down. So I remembered the moment in which I didn't want to be born because I could see what I was coming into and it was just too awful. And immediately I remembered that when I was an infant, I had a member of the family that looked at me and said, I wish you were never born. So I didn't want to be born, and they didn't want me to be born, which created a tremendous vasana, which is a deep-rooted injury on my kidney, on my left kidney. I was afraid to be born, and I was afraid to be in a situation in the family where some of the people wished I had never been born. You will be remembering things. I say this, I share a lot of my stuff and people, my friends cringe. Oh my God, Frances, how could you say that? Well, it's true. Yeah, but how could you say that? But my stories is the way I teach, which is the way people used to teach in the past. And it's kind of like letting you know that this is really real. It's not textbook. You're not going to be given an exam. Your life is your exam. You pass, you fail. And whatever I can give you that will help you to pass or to do this a little bit more gracefully or with less pain, that's what I'm here for. And I find that sharing my stories, a lot of which are simply disgusting because my life is many times still simply disgusting, really, really helps to anchor the information in you. So you're going to be remembering stuff. You need to process it. Don't hide it. You already hid it. This was from over 70 years ago. And I didn't remember that. Particularly didn't remember a family member saying, I wish you were never born. Did not remember that. Don't repress. Grab that memory and figure out your mantra. And if you can't figure it out, contact one of the mantristas and kind of tell them what the situation is, and they'll help you to formulate. It's really easy to formulate the mantras. And do it. Go for it, because that comes up to be escorted out of your system. Because where it was going to make you sick. I was having problems with my kidneys. And I find this memory that comes up is in my left kidney, which, by the way, is now much better. Thank you. Because the memory was released from the tissue. So that's it. Taken a long time, but I wanted to give you all of that. Okay? And let me chat a minute. Okay. No questions. Keep enjoying my vacation. Yeah, it's been very interesting. Okay. That's it. We're finished for the week. And we have our 2 English chats, both of which are about business. I'm emphasizing business a lot because I think people need to be really, really anchored. So we will be with chats at 6 o'clock on Tuesday and Thursday at 3 again. And I was told in my last chat that I sounded extremely bitter. And I did, because I was very bitter. And I told the story of why in the last horoscopes chat, and I'm not up to saying it again. So we will see you during the week. Bye.